Alright, this is the biggest building on campus. There's gotta be somebody here. I'm going inside.
Alright, but I'm gonna leave the engine running. First sign of trouble, I'm taking off. And if you're not here when that happens, well, you're gonna have a lousy afternoon.
Listen, I need to find someone. I've been looking for someone to watch Hood Angels, starring multi-platinum rapper Juvenile. Every time I ask someone, they say they don't want to. I need this. Hello? Hello, is anyone there? Hello? Hello? Oh fuck, zombies, and there's like two of them. It's almost as if I can only get two people to help me make this video, and fuck it, I don't care, let's go. Oh god. Oh, Whew. That was close. And all of a sudden my hair's longer. It's almost like I filmed this part almost a week later. Boy, that sure would be stupid of me. Well, I think I'm probably gonna be down here for a while that whole thing situates itself, so maybe I should go find a movie. Day of the Dead. Seems oddly appropriate. Yeah, I guess I could talk about this while I wait for those zombies to leave. Seems like a logical thing to do.
People today, looking back on the 3 zombie films, I think that there are really split camps. And there are some people that you can't get them away from the first film. You know, that's their love. And there are some people that just sort of celebrate and party with Dawn of the Dead. It's sort of the wildest of the 3. It was also the most popular. And then there are the real trolls, you know, like Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead is writer-director George Romero's follow-up to the surprisingly popular Dawn of the Dead. Released 8 years after that movie and 18 years after Night of the Living Dead, it was originally intended to have a much larger budget of nearly $7 million. But the production company was worried about spending so much money on an unrated film and gave George the option between either making an R-rated movie or making the movie he wanted with only a $3.5 million budget. George decided to take the slashed budget and rework the film to mostly one location. The movie is about a small group of people hiding out in an underground bunker trying to survive while Joe Pilato fucking yells at them. Also, there are zombies. Day of the Dead wasn't received as well as previous entries in the trilogy. Dawn of the Dead, which was the most popular, was also a very light-hearted horror movie with general appeal and plenty of levity. And Night of the Dead was a generally corny 60s movie.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Day of the Dead, however, was much more dark, violent, hopeless, vile, despicable, horrifying, disgusting, nauseating, unfunny. Oh, wait a second. These are the reviews to Keeping Up with the Joneses. I'm so sorry. I don't know how this got in my...
You know, the power's off in the mainland now, in case you haven't heard. And all the shopping malls are closed.
Then there are the real trolls, you know, like Day of the Dead.
So yeah, this movie is a little unconventional. Here's the way it opens. We see the protagonist, Sarah, in a completely walled-off room, and then... Oh my god, it's Halloween! That means... absolutely nothing, and it's never brought up in the movie again. Oh no, not arms! But it was all a dream, and Sarah wakes up in Florida. Oh my god, that's worse! Well, actually, she's flying over Florida with 3 other characters. Private Miguel, Bill, the radio operator and stereotypical Irishman, and John, the stereotypical...
Going up. If you ain't on board when that happen.
I can't quite place this accent, actually. I don't know where this character is supposed to be from.
They can't see us. A bunch of real estate for sale at closeout prices, man. I could do that even if all this wasn't going on.
It's really hard to tell.
That interrupted the flow of things in the good old US of A. What does it matter, Sarah, darling?
Probably Canadian. Well, Sarah, I have good news and bad news. The good news is there doesn't appear to be any zombies here. The bad news is it's full of fucking Floridians. Oh god, run, Miguel! And I bet that alligator actually works there. So they arrive back at their compound and ooh, guys, I think I figured out why the zombies keep trying to get in. Guys just need to learn to share. Then again, I don't think there's any sharing to be had here because this guy is clearly hogging it all. So now we're quickly introduced to all the other characters that are definitely not gonna die in this movie. My favorite thing about all of these characters is how not about to die they are. Just look at how much character development this guy gets.
Another waste of time, right?
Got that right, man.
And that's it! Boy, I can't wait for these guys to live long and healthy lives.
Son, we were on relays.
We're not doing that again, it wasn't even funny the first time.
Then there are the real trolls, you know, like Day of the Dead.
They have overrun us, you know. We're in the minority now.
And now it's time to talk about 2 of the best characters in this movie, Dr. Logan and Captain Rhodes. Dr. Logan is a mad scientist who doesn't give a fuck about anything, and Captain Rhodes is a crazy soldier who gives way too many fucks about everything.
I haven't eaten. Is there food?
You were supposed to be here at 7 o'clock sharp, mister.
I know. Sarah told me. I'm sorry I couldn't break away. Is there food?
Listen, egghead, let me bring you up to date on what's been...
Excuse me! Is there food?
I'm running this monkey farm now, Frankenstein, and I want to know what the fuck you're doing with my time!
Why yes, there is food. Ham! Joe Pilato's character is basically an anthropomorphic hand grenade in this movie, and I just light up every time he's on screen because it's amazing.
You want me to salute that pile of walking pus? Salute my ass.
It's truly amazing the amount of overacting he's managed to achieve. Sometimes it looks like he is literally actually about to explode. It's beautiful. The survivors in this movie are basically split into 2 groups, the scientists and the soldiers. The soldiers' job is to protect the scientists, and the scientists have a much easier job, which is to fix zombies with science. Yeah, no, it's not anything big, it's just that they have to use science to solve the zombies. But the soldiers are all pissed off at the scientists because they haven't made any progress in their super simple job of fixing everything.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
But I'm sure they're just going to talk through their differences and learn to work together for the common good.
I won't have you going around doping up any of my men without orders from me. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Fuck you, sir.
Oh no. That's not gonna happen. However, most of their time seems to be spent expanding their vocabularies.
Well, if we stay down here long enough, I'll have to lay off the fucking booze still, because there won't fucking be any of it fucking left.
Fun fact, half of this movie's budget had to go to the government-mandated swear jar. The 80s were very conservative.
In the meanwhile, I will continue to indulge myself, and I will continue doing my best in the good fight against dry rot and rust.
It's time to talk about the most iconic and memorable part of this movie. Dr. Logan is trying to train the zombies to be more civilized.
It can be domesticated, Sarah, don't you see? It can be conditioned to behave the way we want it to behave.
And his lab appears to be the workshop where Tom Savini keeps all of his best props.
What happened to this one?
It was too unruly, I couldn't handle it. I had to destroy it.
Oh, okay, we'll try to find you some nicer zombies. And the main zombie he's training is named Bub, played by Howard Sherman.
Can you imagine a surgeon called Bub?
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 Boob?
Bub?
Boob?
Bub?
Bub?
And then there are the real trolls, you know.
Now, if I were to say what the most haunting or scary zombie performance in Romero's series is, I would probably go with David MG from Dawn of the Dead. Even though Dawn of the Dead wasn't meant to be a particularly scary movie, Flyboy's zombie walk is still one of the creepiest things I've seen in a horror film. However, Howard Sherman's zombie in this movie is my favorite zombie performance overall.
The way Bub moves is like a baby that has not mastered how to control the nerves, how to control their muscles.
He's probably the most likable character in this movie just for how genuine his performance is.
He's the most intelligent zombie, really, in the entire trilogy. And, of course, a smart zombie is about as smart as a very dumb dog, you know?
Logan seems to love Bub just about as much as I do, since most of his screen time is devoted to teaching Bub how to use various items like a real person. Oh, thank God. I didn't think they'd actually do it, but they really did fix the zombie problem. Congratulations, everybody. We've taught a zombie how to use a gun. It took years of hard work, but we've finally done it. The crisis is over, everybody. We have fixed zombies.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
I'm actually going to end this review early now, because believe it or not, I actually like this movie. A lot. I know a lot of people won't agree with this, but I actually think this is the best zombie movie ever made, and I've seen quite a few of them. The performances are memorable. This is definitely Tom Savini's best special effects work, and to be honest, I actually like the dark tone that a lot of people took issue to. I'm not going to break this movie down plot point by plot point because I actually want you to see it. Now, don't get me wrong, this movie isn't exactly hard to predict, but I still think it's better for you to not have everything spoiled if you want to go into it for the first time. Is it a perfect movie? No, but it doesn't need to be. Yeah, that's right, this somewhat forgotten 80s horror movie actually happens to be not only my favorite zombie movie, but one of my favorite movies of all time. And, well, you know what happens when there's a good movie, right? You know what always happens? This movie has a sequel and a remake. I'm gonna have to talk about those. Alright, well, I think that was long enough for the zombies to be gone, so if you'll excuse me, I'm just gonna open this door and...
How much clearer can I say? There's always money in the banana stand! No touching! No touching! No touching! No touching! No touching!